Everybody, welcome to the Denizen Sucks podcast. We are joined, first of all, we're not joined by my typical co host, unfortunately, Pete Vale. So that's the good news. But the even better news is that we have Paleface um, from, well, I want to jump right into actually where you guys are from because that's a little bit of a story itself, I think. But I believe you're based in Charlotte, Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Is that right? Do I have that right?
We're
in between places.
we're sort of floating right now. But yes, we were in Concord for many years.
We met in New York City, where we used to live.
And Brooklyn. I was in Brooklyn and I met her in Brooklyn.
Right.
I started to play music and all that, and then
I met her because for some reason, I was contracted to drive to the Daniel Johnston show.
Right.
So, and there was these idiots in the back seat, and then this little girl in the passenger seat in my 1980 Plymouth Volare, which had huge seats, was a four-door. It was a terrible car to have in New York City.
So you were going to the show, Daniel
Yeah,
Johnson.
for some reason, I don't know. I don't remember why I was driving all of these people that, I guess we were all going and I had a car.
You had just played a show.
I had played I don't remember that.
And then everybody was going to the Daniel Johnston show after your show, and I know we ended up getting a ride. And you had already been friends with Daniel Johnston for a while. That was
I knew Daniel from back in the day.
Right.
He kind of sort of mentored me to start because I wasn't writing songs when I met him.
I
was kind of plinking around on the guitar and kind of faking it, and
God bless. So, but that was in the New York City area. Yeah. All right.
All of that.
There's a line that I love. It's that the deserts and mountains are free, but New York, that's where I came to be. If I got that right, I love that line. I'm a lifelong New Yorker myself. I love New York. So I don't know if you want to.
I've got a lot of New York songs.
Yeah, I know. I was listening to a lot of them. Awesome, but I don't know if you could explain that line a little bit. What do you mean by that particular line?
Well, some lines can mean more than one thing, and that's what's so great about them.
Yeah.
Because they're sort of, you kind of know exactly what the person's talking about, but at the same time, it has two meanings. Like, was he born there, or did he come to become who he was? Or,
right.
Those lines are kind of priceless.
Totally. I mean, would you say? But I mean, like, there's another. So that's from.
What record is that on?
The
song's called New York, New York, and the album's called The Show's on the Road.
The Show is on the Road. Yes, and that album also has Traveling from North Carolina.
That's right.
Yes, it does.
So I don't know. It seems like these are two locations for you guys.
We had just moved to North Carolina when we made that album, I think.
That was that Traveling, I have a weird relationship because we had a much better version where I actually sing it in key, but for some reason
I love that song. I love that version of that song.
That song was also written in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right after I think for some reason we had done some shows with David Brothers, and they were going north to do more shows, and they dropped us off somewhere on some train line, and we hiked into the city from the train line. And I got home and just sat on the couch and wrote everything down. Some of the best songs, you don't even know that it's a song that I
totally.
So I wrote it down in like minutes, just like, because we were talking and they played me some music. I remember they played me some music from a record that they hadn't quite released called Emotionalism.
Yes.
And so it was kind of cool, and it just came out. So it was like, hey, oh yeah, okay, it is a song. Put
No,
a couple chords to it.
it's awesome. I was just wondering if you felt like that's where you sort of started as an artist, maybe. I don't know if that's what you were getting at there. Because
that's where you came to be. That's right.
Oh, New York City.
yeah, I'm
Oh,
listening
absolutely.
to
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah. I
whole
wasn't
repertoire, which is so vast, just like so much
getting more.
discography, and awesome. But it a lot of it is very reminiscent of so many of these great bands from New York, from that era. I think there was really a real scene. I'm saying like early to mid 2000s. Do I have that about right? Like
That's one of the
I know you
scenes.
started well before that, but
Yeah, that's when I came back and met all those people, and yes,
right.
that was a very um, there was just a lot of creativity there.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go to an open mic and you could see the Moldy Peaches,
Yeah.
Langhorne Slim, Regina Spektor.
Karen O.
Was
Yeah.
Karen? I never saw Karen O, but allegedly she was there too. Jeffrey Lewis, um, Diane Clark, the band that you played with,
I feel like
American
there were a
Eddie
lot of
Man,
great like
Ish
venues
Marquez. What's
back
that?
like New York back in that era was like there were so many awesome venues. Like
Fun.
I caught a little bit of the tail end of that when I
Mhm.
moved there, and like I'm thinking like Banjo Gyms and like some of these like
Okay.
Jalopy Music Theater and like some of these smaller clubs. Some of them are still around, but a lot of them have just I
Yeah,
don't know. It's a very different scene. I mean, I feel like there was a real. I mean, do you feel that there was something of a kind of scene in that?
Oh yeah.
absolutely. That was
Yeah,
a scene.
yeah,
That was definitely a scene.
kind of a glory era of some form.
I had already been around, and I had been in the early scene with Beck and um,
Right.
a lot of performance people. John S. Hall and from King Missile,
Sure.
uh, and that was a really interesting scene. But the scene from the 2000s, that was really, you could see that a lot of those people were gonna have an audience.
Right.
Like they
Right.
were starting out. I could tell. I don't know who could tell and who couldn't, but I could tell.
Yeah.
Like I picked them all out, and I was like, well, okay.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was definitely a great scene. So many great artists.
How'd you link
And a
up with the
lot you
Avett
never heard
brothers?
of. Excuse me.
How'd you link up with the Avett brothers? Is that like a
That's the
North,
story. Yeah.
yeah, North Carolina connection down there, or like a I don't know.
Yeah, Nicole
Well,
Atkins.
before, like, we were still living in New York
Yeah.
City, and Nicole Atkins, who was living in New York City also, she was booking shows, and she went to college in North Carolina. That's how she met the Everett brothers.
Yeah.
And then she started inviting them to, she set up a show with Paleface, Langhorne Slim, and the Everett brothers. So that was their first exposure to New York City because Nicole booked the shows.
That's right.
So that was a pretty cool show. That
Uh-huh.
acts at like a tiny little Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
Video Perfecto.
Yeah, it was a hole in the wall. It was so small.
In the East Village. And then after that, traded CDs and the whole thing. And then they invited us to go down to North Carolina, open for them a few times. And they kept coming back to New York City, and they invited Paleface to go record with them in North Carolina. And then
Uh-huh.
every time they came to New York, you would guest perform with them, and still sometimes that happens. But
I,
that's
I don't want to I don't want to dwell too much on geography, but I'm just like what ended about it? Like why'd you guys leave? Did the
we
scene
wanted to
move?
tour, so we
You wanted to
wanted to
tour, right?
become
Okay.
a touring
Yeah,
full
yeah, yeah.
time band. I quit my job, gave up my apartment, and we moved to North Carolina because we had made that Avett Brothers connection. Their manager helped us release our next album, which was the
Hmm.
Shows on the Road, and so he has a label called Ramsey Records, so that album came out with that. And
Yeah.
Scott Avett helped us find an apartment to rent in
Uh-huh.
our town. So that's kind of how we started. And then after that, we just started.
We just went there because we knew them, but then we realized that Charlotte is like a trucking hub. So it's a
Right.
very good place to be located if you're touring.
Right, right. Yeah.
So we just lucked into that, but we went there just because Scott was like, hey, the house that we did Four Thieves at, the guy owns some property, and I can talk to him if you're looking. And we were like, yeah, great, why not? We were kind of both fed up with Brooklyn. So.
Right, yeah. Well, I feel like, I mean, I'm dwelling on this topic a little bit because I'm such a New York nut, but like I feel like it just got a little priced out or something at some point. Yeah.
And then we left, and I remember driving around in Concord, and the shit hit the fan. Really, in New York. I mean, first was Elliot Spitzer, and I was like, what the hell? And then it was Fannie Mae, and then just the whole collapse. And
right, yeah,
I remember
2008
thinking,
and whatnot. Yeah,
it's just I'm glad we're not there, because that doesn't sound good. Doesn't sound good.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to Charlotte and down south, and it's glorious down there. So that, yeah, I mean, you guys are a duo, but you have all these collaborators. Um, I have a bunch of questions about just the structure and the pot, and so I feel like a duo to begin with is already a difficult number for a band.
Yes.
And so, like, I want you to talk a little bit about the disagreements and how you navigate that, because on top of it, uh, you guys are partners relate in a relationship, and like I think of this, if I were to be in a band, it would just with my wife, it would never like I don't know how that would possibly work. Um, so how do you navigate that stuff and
well, we have division of labor.
Division of labor, yeah.
And I pretty much write the songs. Mo doesn't write songs. That's not her.
Fair enough.
She's into the percussion and the drums and the sounds of her drums, and like I just finished this new record that we're going to come out, and she'll be listening in the background and say, oh, the tambourines are too high, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty much doing the music.
Yeah, and then a lot of the other stuff.
And she does a lot of she does pretty much
website stuff and promo and all that other stuff.
Yeah,
so we're balance it that way. He does the music and I do everything else.
That's helpful. But I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, all the collaborators you're working with, and so many of these albums just have tremendous piano and bass and well, I know you do the harmonica stuff.
Yeah.
Where do you find these people? Like, how do these people come into your just like touring buddies, or like where are you finding these folks? Yeah,
in New York, you meet a lot of musicians,
right?
But now it's pretty much just all me.
Yeah.
So I'm doing everything now.
Okay.
Including the recording and producing.
And all the producing and recording. So it was easier in New York because you're just in the scene, and you run into people all the time and say, hey, I got a session. Do you want to come and play, and sometimes I would have a full band.
So in other words, you're doing like bass and you're doing other.
Now I'm doing. It's very simple what I'm doing. What I'm doing now is really I am not recording a band. I am making something. Which is a different. It's a different thing. I'm just making this music, and it's not.
What do you mean by that? I'm not sure I totally get that.
Well, when you record a band, it's kind of like you got whoever you got, and you play the drums and the bass, and maybe the rhythm, and I mean you don't have to do it that way, but if you have a band, you kind of want to do the bass and the drums and maybe the rhythm track at the same time.
Yeah.
Now this precludes having a very good drummer. If you have a good drummer, you can do that. But you want to do that. I can't do that, because I'm writing the songs, producing them, recording them, and in the spaces that we have, it's not something that can happen.
Right.
So I'm kind of coming up with a drum beat, and maybe fleshing that out a little bit, and then putting a guitar on it or a bass on it. Or you're really just kind of going blind, and you're just trusting and not caring whether it's good or not, because it doesn't really matter. If it's no good, then you don't use it.
Uh-huh.
It's sort of like you're just starting. I'm just really starting from scratch
Right.
with
So
the.
do you have like you have like an in-house studio, I take it, or something?
Yeah,
Or,
I've got
yeah.
you know I've got the gear. It's not great, but I'm learning a lot, so that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
That's really fun.
When did that kind of shift? When did that shift happen is one question. And then what does that do for your like touring then? Like how do you take that on the road is a second question.
Um, it started happening because I was doing a lot of demos. I did one in Nashville. I did one in New York. We went to Connecticut and did one at a house, and I just didn't like any of it.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I had the time to do it the way I wanted to. So then I just started doing it myself, and I was like, oh, I should have been doing this a long time ago, you know.
Right. Right. Okay.
So and my setup is pretty, I bring some of the gear with me. Like the record that we just finished, I did some recording in North Carolina, in different places, in Virginia, in Ohio, in Massachusetts. So I'm keeping it
Interesting.
portable,
Okay.
and we have to because of our lifestyle as well. You can't.
Right. And then when you guys tour, you have musicians who can, I guess, jump on for the live shows and
No,
we don't do that much anymore.
no?
We're not doing that. No, it's
No,
just sort
interesting.
of like it's whatever sound we make with whatever we bring with us.
What
Yeah.
about some of the old awesome tunes, man? Like how like I don't know. I was going through some of your catalog and I was really noticing we're sort of acoustic based, and what was really striking me about your sound, just the quality of it, and it's really like especially now it's very refreshing. It's very acoustic based.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
I
yes.
would say like throughout. I think you get there a little bit with some of the electronica. You got like fight song, you've got machine driven beat, but I almost feel like that's an ironic kind of nod to
Oh,
like,
that's an old
yeah,
one that
yeah,
we use like old triggers.
yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of
that's
noise is it? What kind of thing? What could make such an empty head ring? Like, I almost feel like you're poking at like the electronica thing a little bit. And I don't.
I've been a huge fan of Aphex Twin for many many years.
Fair
Uh,
enough. God bless. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I try not to take myself too seriously. I
Sure.
mean, it is a very absurd thing. I heard Wayne Coyne talking about this the other day, just the absurdity of making music and like doing this thing and then standing on stage and like it's kind of absurd
It is a
in a
little, but
way,
then,
It's,
you know, most day jobs are also a little absurd if you really if you drill
the whole
down.
existence is
Yeah, right,
absurd.
exactly. You start drilling down on anything far enough. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's anything that like drew you in the first place to like an acoustic guitar, let's say, as opposed to like an electric one, or what explains that emphasis that you have on the acoustic sound. That I mean, I also share that, so I'm kind of interested if you have a perspective on that.
Well, I think just because I started, I didn't know any musicians.
Right,
And the best way to start was if you're by yourself is with an acoustic, I think.
right,
I mean,
yeah,
maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure there's some people that went straight for the electric. I don't know because it seemed like I really wanted to write songs. So it just made sense.
totally,
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
don't have to plug it in, you don't need an amp, you just pick it up and you start playing.
Yeah.
At that rudimentary level. I just never got past that. I mean, I have a crappy electric guitar, sounds fine, but
Yeah.
uh, I don't know.
I
I don't
find with
know.
myself, I play electric guitar like an acoustic guitar player. Like I'm strumming a lot and it sounds absolutely terrible because it's distorted or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't hide my own nature. But no, I mean, I kind of like, I think for myself, like it's very portable but I'm just saying, like, I think you kind of, from the Wikipedia page. Seems like you started in the early 90s. Like this was the era of the guitar god. You
Yeah,
got the V behind you right there. Don't
yeah.
like let's but
Well,
anyway, so
Well,
That's pretty rocking.
When I started, the guy who discovered me, the first two people I met in show business were Danny Fields and Michael Alago.
Okay.
And Michael Alago was, they made films about both these guys. They're just like behind the scenes guys. And Michael was like big in the heavy metal scene.
Yeah.
Signed Metallica. And there's a film about him called Who the Hell Is This Guy or something. And Danny was like, he discovered the Stooges and the Ramones and the MC5, and he worked with the Doors. And, so he was a rock dude too. But, he wanted me to really be acoustic. He wanted me to just do love songs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I wrote this ridiculous song about the PMRC, which was like a group that was forming to label records, to put warning labels on records that they didn't like. Have you heard of this? The Al Gore's wife.
Tipper.
Yes. Yeah. So they had this organization. It was a big stink, and Frank Zappa testified, and
that must have been hysterical.
Yeah, he was right though. He was like, you're gonna start this organization, and they're never gonna not be an organization, even after they solve whatever problem they're thinking about, which is
right, yeah,
pretty current as well. So, so I wrote this song called "Burn and Rob," which was a ridiculous farce of like all the terrible things I would do after I went to the store and bought this rock and roll record.
Yeah.
And it became like a college underground hit.
Terrible
so then I was like this topical guy for a minute, and I didn't really want to be that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That could be hard to sustain. Yeah.
I don't know. Like Danny stuck with me for 8 years. He tried. I was just kind of too crazy, but it was, he said, yeah, you should be very acoustic, just do those love songs and relationship songs that you do. I don't know. I just never had like too much electric. I don't know if I ever felt the need for it.
No, I mean, well, again, you're preaching to the choir, because I really love the honest truth is I would probably pump whatever music if you're on my podcast, but I actually happen to really enjoy your sound a lot, and but I think I share some of that sensibility, but. I wonder if like some of these people that were so influential in your life and the scene that you've described, I wonder if you have any thoughts about like if you were starting today, how things would be different and what's happened to music. I mean, in particular, I think you guys have really just on the distribution side of it, you've been there through like CDs.
The old show business. Yeah, I know the old
maybe even cassettes, I don't know, CDs, and then like streaming and so, like, do you have any thoughts on how that's changed things and for you guys, and then maybe for people start less established?
It's changed a lot. I don't, I don't really know.
It's not a great question. Maybe to be more specific, like, do you think? I feel like with Spotify, for example, there's the argument that get for smaller bands or whatever, you're starting out, it gets things out there, and then there's people will argue the total opposite thing, that like it's burying people and you have to compete directly with like Taylor Swift and you'll never make it. So I don't know if you have a place you come down on that or any.
I don't know. I don't know. It's love and hate, right?
Love and hate. Yeah, fair enough. No, that's totally fair enough.
You kind of said it there. It's like sometimes you feel like, yeah, well, maybe some people can find you that way, but at the same time, it's so easy to get lost with all this, because then anyone can release music nowadays. So it's just.
I don't know what it's done to the scene. Like we were talking before about the New York scene in the early 2000s, right? And everybody was kind of feeding off of each other and going to, I want to go see Ish Marquez, or I want to go see American Anymen, or the Moldy Peaches are playing across, so that is probably gone. Like, I don't know, I think for young artists, that's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where there's like all these other, and you don't really know them, but then you get to know them. And see where they're coming from. You know, like I would guess that would be the best thing, but I don't know if that happens anymore because you don't even have to leave your bedroom. You know, you can be a Claro, you know, and Claro didn't even leave her bedroom and she was famous. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah. On the on your Wikipedia page, I love this description. It said that your early sound was I don't I might be misremembering this. It was anti-folk punk, which was just a fantastic description. And then you sort of have gone in more of an Americana direction. Um, I don't know I don't know how much stock I put into that, but I like see a lot of like some of the earlier stuff. I'm hearing some like Cake almost influence. Like I understand the kind of punk aspect to it, and then by the time of uh the I'm missing the name of the album, but the traveling show album. Like by that era, 2009, you're kind of heading more
Oh
into
yeah,
that.
it's definitely straight Americana.
Yeah, a little bit more
Or just
Americana.
live, you know, we basically just recorded that stuff, you know.
But then the last three have been, especially when you start self-producing your music, now it's kind of going more electronic again, more like experimental.
It's sort of, yeah, I kind of reached this peak now. Well, what I call it is new American.
Yeah.
And I call it that because we were doing a show somewhere in Florida, and a guy who'd come to a bunch of our shows, I was talking to him between sets, and he was talking about his business and how he had closed his restaurant and he was getting into the distribution side of food. And I asked him, like, oh, what kind of restaurant did you have? And he said, well, I call it New American. And I said, well, what is that? And he goes, well, we just throw everything in. So that's kind of what I've been doing for 5 or 6 years. If I like it and it seems to work, I just throw it in now. I don't make any distinctions now about what the flavor is or something. I don't know if it feels like something. Like some of the new songs, like the record's called "Will Fools Find Their Way,"
right?
And some of the stuff seems corny to me, but at the same time, it feels like something. Like I don't care if it's corny because it feels like something. There's an emotion there.
Sure.
So that's kind of, I think that's the best thing about music. It's going to elicit an emotion.
Totally.
If it can do that, then
absolutely.
You've done something.
Well, I think a lot of your music does that for me. How important is the live show for the creation stuff? I mean, it seems like you're doing a lot of it now in the studio. Has that changed, and how's the live scene going for you guys?
I feel like the live show, like once we started touring, it was when we left New York City, we were super stripped down, super acoustic, and then it's kept evolving. You started with you had your guitar tuner, and that. Now you do looping, and then my drums are. Then I was playing a hybrid, so I had acoustic drums, and then I started incorporating triggers, and now I'm playing mostly electronic drums.
Yeah.
And you got effects on your guitar. He plays acoustic guitar, but there's effects and stuff. So definitely the sound has grown. Sounds bigger than just two, I think.
It's already changing too, because I was asked to open a show for the Moldy Peaches this spring at Carnegie Hall. So, and they wanted me to play solo. The contract says just me. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I can't with an acoustic guitar, like, so now it's like I'm already thinking, like, really the most important thing of all of this conversation is the song good and are the vocals good?
Right.
If you got those two things,
that's
all you need. Like, it took me all this time to get, for full circle to that point, but that's really those are the two most important things. And if you've got a good song, you can play it on anything.
Yeah.
And if you can sing it,
Right,
you know?
right.
Like, because that's another thing. You might have a really good song, but you can't sing it. You can't find your way into it. You change the key, you don't know where it is. You know, that's depressing.
Yeah.
There's definitely some songs that I'm like, just the other day, I was listening to some of the demos. And I'm like, damn it, how come I couldn't make this into? I can't sing this one, you know?
Yeah. I think you have really good lyrics, and like for a lot of your songs, like, but I also I'm a big lyrics guy. I loved like growing up, I loved
That's
Bob
coming
Dylan.
back in a big way, I think.
Yeah,
For
but
me.
I get depressed. I sometimes I'm like no one cares. You know, like I don't know if you guys feel when you talk about a good song, like how important are the lyrics, the meaning of the lyrics to you? Does that matter that much? And
Yeah, I mean,
do you like labor over that or?
Well, yeah, but you can, because we met in that scene, and it's like I'm excited to play this show because I want to hear the Moldy Peaches songs again.
You know what?
Like those songs the lyrics are so great, and we were talking about the absurdity of life. They remind you with humor and great lyrics of that absurdity, because some of the songs are just so silly, but the lyrics are 100%. Great.
Yeah.
The lyrics are very, it's like those are great songs.
Yeah.
So
all right, we're running out of time.
Okay.
Wanted to do a couple quick lightning rounds now, just off the, first thing. First, I want to know your thoughts about a few other duos. Okay, I'm going to name some duos. You give me the first thing. So, all right. White Stripes.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Rodrigo and Gabriella. You guys know them?
I've heard them. Yeah, I've heard them.
Acoustic kind of. Okay.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade.
Fair enough. Black Keys.
Love them. I love the Black Keys. That guy just can make a great recording. He just pumps them out. They all sound amazing.
Yeah. No, I mean I am so impressed with any duo because like especially if you're doing it live, just the two of you, like just there's nowhere to hide. And
yeah, he's fantastic.
All right. Another quick lightning round here. Live show highlight for you, like in your entire like first thing that comes to mind, best live show situation that you had. Just the first thing.
Special one, playing New York at Radio City Music Hall with the Ava Brothers.
That was pretty sweet.
That sounds hard to beat. That's pretty hard to beat.
That was a good one. I remember turning around to Seth and going, "Man, that was sweet."
His New York version. Of
that's a good one. I forgot that one.
Radio City, good God, yeah.
That was beautiful.
Okay, good answer. First song that comes to mind that you're most proud of.
Ooh. Well, I just wrote a new song.
Okay.
That I think is my favorite. This week.
Good Lord.
I don't know. That's how I roll with it. It's kind of like
well, if you just wrote it, does it have a name? What's that?
A-OK.
A-OK.
And it maybe, we'll talk about it now. Maybe it'll be nothing.
Yeah.
In 6 months, or maybe it won't. I think it's one of the better songs that I've ever written. So we'll see.
Fair enough. Well, I'm very intrigued, is all I'll say. Mo, do you have
one who's heard it?
Yeah. Do you have a song that you're or something that comes to your mind of something you're really proud of the material that you guys are doing live?
That we're doing live?
Or doing it all?
To play live.
Oh God, there's so many. He's always writing new songs. One of my favorite all-time songs by Paleface, or the first one that still I love, is called "She's So," but we hardly ever play it.
It's an older song. It's been around a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A-OK, and She's So. She's So A-OK? Who knows?
She's So is one of the oldest songs I have.
I don't think I've heard that one, so I'm going to go listen to it.
It made an appearance on what record is it on?
One Big Party.
It's on one. Is it on? What? Yeah, we threw it in there, but it was recorded originally for a record called Bottle Fed. Bottle Fed is the original. If it's still on there, I don't know.
I think we're going to find these links, and I would like to post them when we post this. Okay, album. Now, album you're most proud of.
The one that I just finished, Will Fools Find Their Way. I swear to God, I'm telling you, it's
Okay,
the best record I've ever made.
That's great.
It is. It's better. It's the best record I've made. I'd stand by that.
What's the name of it again?
Will Fools Find Their Way?
Will Fools Find Their Way? And it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
No, okay. We're starting the crowdfunding campaign now, so
we're gonna do all that stuff.
You're gonna get the Denizen bump. It's gonna be awesome.
There you go.
It's gonna be great. Okay. It's a little, and feel free to skip or whatever, but something the band regrets. Regret.
My regret? Well, I can go all the way back to my drinking days. I do regret drinking because but it's like the Scott Avett song, all my mistakes led me to you, there's that romantic song that he has.
Right.
So I wouldn't be here with Mo, I'd be somewhere else. And you can't really live your life that way anyways. So, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
I guess for me, I would, if I did have a regret, it would be that I didn't start recording myself sooner.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because I found that I have a lot of energy for it. And that's what you need.
Interesting. Okay. We are running out of time.
Okay.
But we have one more hot take. Something you'd like people to know about the band that they might not know from anywhere else. That you'd like them to know. How you would like to be portrayed. That we wouldn't get from online or maybe even live. Something.
That's a tough question.
You guys are dog lovers. You guys like, I don't know, tacos. It doesn't really have, let's not read too far into this, mind you. It's the Denizen Sucks podcast.
Well, I do have a fantasy of having a huge stage show and doing all of the really classic songs, like having a big stadium show and doing, Pay for Taxis and having a big band,
right? Yeah.
Where I could do all these songs, get I do have that as a fantasy that
sure,
because I think I could design a really good 2-hour show, just with the greatest hits or whatever, and
right,
and make it entertaining.
100%. I think it sounds like the best is yet to come. So,
could be. I'm feeling pretty evocative, provocative, creative right now, in a way that I haven't for a while. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to the new record, and I'm looking forward to playing with the Moldy Peaches at Carnegie Hall. I'm telling you that. I'm ready for that one.
June 26th.
So I'm gonna be ready for that.
I hate to cut you guys off, but the cheap Zoom is going to cut us off. And I just wanted to say just such a heartfelt thank you to Paleface and Mo. June 22nd at Carnegie Hall. June 26th.
26th.
The website's palefaceonline.com.
Palefaceonline.com. We'll link it. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Seriously,
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.